Folks, if you want to make a bad situation worse, do this. I'll tell you what that is and then get into the latest home prices and insights for condos across the GTA for week ending May the 1st, 2024. Here's what this guy did. 4 or 5 years ago, he bought a pre-construction condo, signed the agreement of purchase and sale, but had no intention whatsoever of closing on it. His whole plan was to sell it on assignment, make a few bucks along the way, and then move on. Well, fast forward to today, he's been trying and trying and trying to sell it on assignment. No takers. He's having no luck. And so occupancy period shows up. And the occupancy fees are high. He can't afford it. When I said earlier his plan was never to close, well, fast forward to today, it's 4 or 5 years later, his financial position, his personal position has also changed, where even if he wanted to close, he can't close. He just can't close, doesn't have the means to close. So now it's occupancy period. He can't afford the fees. He can't afford the high monthly occupancy fees. So in his wisdom, he decides he needs help. He's going to rent out his unit. Every month he's collecting rent. He's topping it up substantially on top of the rent to pay the builder the occupancy fee. Now, most tenants are not excited about signing any kind of month-to-month type lease. The tenant that he has, is a professional person, they wanted a minimum of a year lease. That's what he signed. He signed a year lease with this tenant. Things are, I guess, kind of moving along. The whole time he has this property for sale on assignment, no takers. Closing date is around the corner. He's not communicating with the lawyer. He's ignoring his lawyer's messages. He's not communicating with the builder. The builder has no idea that he's not going to be able to close. It's questionable if the builder even knows there's a tenant there with a 1-year lease signed. This guy has taken already a bad situation and made it way worse by putting in a tenant signed up for a minimum of a year, and then doubled down with deciding not to talk to anybody, not communicating to anybody that, hey, you know, closing is a few days away. I can't close. He's not saying nothing to nobody, not looking for a solution, hoping miraculously that somebody is going to buy it on assignment in the last hour before closing. Folks, we can get into all sorts of bad financial situations, but usually, almost always, the worst thing you could do is not communicate, not talk to anybody about it. Lawyers, they've been in a situation before. Maybe there's a solution there. I've seen builders work out solutions for people. Now, they may not be great solutions, but they're solutions that maybe are doable, maybe are workable. But a bad solution can still be better than no solution at all. This guy's taken a bad situation, made it way worse by not communicating. If you're ever in a situation like this, that you just don't have the means to do it, don't have the means to close, speak up, talk to people around you. There's people that have experienced this that could find solutions that you haven't thought about yet. If you think this video can help somebody you know, pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Okay, we're going to be talking about condos for all the GTA, but right now what I've got is a chart just for the city of Toronto, and this is a monthly chart. I'm going to compare multiple years here, and I've got April going back several years highlighted in black. So April 2024, 1,309 condo apartments were sold just in the city of Toronto. So sales every month have been increasing. So 1,309,000. If we compare to April the previous year, well, sales are down. We sold 1,447. We're now at 1,309. We compare to the previous year, we're down from there. We compared to April 2021, we're way down from there, where we were at 2,272 for the month. Again, for April 2024, 1,309 condos were sold. Average sold price, 767 is the average sold price for April. Compared to the previous few months, so when we come out of December, January, February, March, April, average sold price has been climbing. We're sitting now at 767, climbing each month. If we look back the multiple years, I'm not going to necessarily compare to April 2020, because April 2020 was the first full month we had where we were shut down. We were told to stay home. That was the first full month. So it's not really fair comparing to that. However, I got April 21, April 22, April 23. We could easily compare to those. So compared to April 2023, we're actually 2% higher than where we were this time a year ago for average sold prices on a monthly basis. If we compare to 2022, April 2022, that's when we were at what we call peak pricing. That's when prices were the highest. Well, we're down 6% from peak. So we're up 2% from last year, but we're down 6% from peak pricing. Let's think about that for a second. There's been lots and lots of dialogue out there of how condo prices have bottomed out and it's terrible, and there's a ton of condo inventory sitting out there. I'll get into active listings in a little while, but we're really only down 6% from peak pricing. Prices really haven't fallen off a cliff or anything like that. In my opinion, we're down 6% from peak. That's it, 6%. We can go back further, 2021, we're actually up 5.4% from 2021 pricing. So we're up from 2021. I don't want to talk about 2020 because those numbers just kind of don't make sense for that month that we're in there. We're up 5%, 5.4 from 2021. We're down 6% from peak pricing. That's the monthly summary of condos just for the city of Toronto. Excuse me. So, regular programming, numbers, data broken down by week for week ending May the 1st. Toronto condos, York Region condos, Peel condos. It seems for this 1 week, average sold prices came down across the board. We're going to start off with City of Toronto, condo apartments only. 261 were sold for week ending May the 1st. It seems gradually sales are increasing, trending upwards, not by a lot. 32 were sold at $1 million or more. The previous week was 33. The week before that, 28. So we're a little bit above the normal, selling at $1 million or more, sitting at 32 right now. Average sold price came way down from the previous week to $734,000. Now, whenever I see that, I see a big difference from 1 week to the next. I ask myself, is that the new number we're at, or is it a bit of an outlier and the following week prices are going to be back in line to where we were as if that previous week wasn't there? So that's why I've circled kind of a little bit before that. Average prices have been trending up, but this 1 week they came way down to $734,000. $734 is 8% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 7% lower than where we were this time a year ago. Now, both average price and median price, if we look at the dotted line, the 4-week moving average, it's trending up. But this 1 week, they've both come down. Let's see how that affects the overall number. Excuse me. Sales. We're selling much less than what we were selling a year ago. 36 of those 261, 36% sold at list price or more, so a little bit more than a third. Listings, way up from what we were listing this time a year ago. Active listings, climbing. We're now at 4,386 active available condo listings. 4,386, 261 were sold, but there's 4,386 available for sale. Lots of choices out there, folks. Months of inventory climbing, now sitting at 3.9 months of inventory. That's trending upwards, pretty much smack in the middle of a balanced market. Now, every condo is its own universe, so you're going to experience different market types in each condos. Generally speaking, if we're talking all of Toronto, it's going to be a balanced market. But I know there's some condos selling with offer nights, and they're just very favorable buildings, and there's not many available, and those will sell with multiple offers and will sell higher than list price. And then there's others, lots of choices. You could think about it, they're there, and you can negotiate down. Now we got some areas, downtown Toronto, for example, 76 were sold, but there's 1,690 available for sale. Lots of choices in downtown Toronto. Midtown, 35 were sold, but there's 524 active listings. Uptown, 31 were sold. There's 510 active listings. Lots of choices out there, folks. Let's take a close look at York Region condos. For week ending May the 1st, 63 were sold. Sales look like they're trending up. 5 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price came down to $726, but I'm very comfortable saying it looks like average prices are trending up for York Region condos. Compared to last year, $726 is 1% higher year over year. The median price is 2% lower. Overall, average price and median price are trending upwards. 63 were sold, 27% sold at list price or more. Listings are way up over last year at this time. Active listings is trending upwards of 664 available condos for sale. 63 were sold, 664 are sitting on the market for more buyers to choose. Months of inventory sitting at 2.4 months of inventory. Here's Peel Region condos. 32 were sold. That's it. Not a lot of condos were sold across Peel Region. Sales look like they're trending down. One of those was at $1 million or more. Average sold price looks like it's gradually trending down. Average sold price is now $596,000. Big difference between Peel Region average sold price for condos versus York Region and the City of Toronto. 596 is 2% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 3% lower. And you can see by the dotted line, that's the 4-week moving average. Median and average price are trending down. Sales, we're selling fewer condos this year versus last year across Peel Region. Of the 32 that sold, 28% sold at list price or more. Listings are way up versus a year ago, and active listings are sitting at 622 active listings. Months of inventory really climbing. We're now at 4.5 months of inventory. As months of inventory increase, average prices tend to come down. Here's a quick summary. Look, we're pretty much in a balanced market. In some regions, you're going to experience a buyer's market. Not too many areas for condos that you're going to experience a seller's market. I know York region is sitting at 2.4. There's going to be some buildings, overall, pretty much a balanced market. Some buildings, you're going to see more of a buyer's market. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.